This is the Reds Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Cincinnati Reds. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Well, if you're a Cincinnati sports fan, that last 20 minutes was very stressful. But hello, Reds fans, and welcome to another edition of the Locked On Reds Postcast, brought to you by Locked On Reds and the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. I'm Tim Daniel. I am a lifelong Cincinnati Reds fan, and I've been podcasting about this team for 5 years at publications such as Late Night Reds and the Riverfront. And I want to thank you all for spending some time with me this afternoon as we discuss the Cincinnati Reds getting a huge series clinching win over the New York Mets with a 3-2 win on Sunday afternoon. If you're just spending time with me for the first time here, welcome. We are so glad to have you. Please be sure to hit that notification button, as although we only have 19 games left here on the postcast, you can still hang out with my good friends Jeff and Steve Monday through Friday on Locked On Reds as well. This episode is brought to you by Monarch Money. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first order. On today's show, Hunter Greene. Oh my God, can you believe it? We're going to talk about that. A big 6-inning rally. The Chris Faleka way, string some hits together, worked out today. And even if this team, we don't know what they look like, they're trying their hardest, obviously. They're not going down without a fight. And today was nice to see. All that and a whole lot more. And of course, those of you who are still here with me this late in the year, my everydayers, I'm going to chat with you guys and get your comments throughout the episode as well. Let's get going.
This is what you'll be talking about.
I first want to make sure I mention that I have a new rule of thumb in life, but you probably shouldn't watch two sports at once if you love both teams very much, because that last 20 minutes of my life is making me have to go run and probably go to the gym and do some lifts today, because I am my heart is pounding very hard. But on the red side of things, Hunter Greene today, fantastic. Couldn't believe it. Unbelievable. Responds. Not just responds to the fact that the Reds needed today after Friday and pulling off yesterday's win, but responds to himself. Top of the third, Jeff McNeil hits a home run. It's Brett Beatty. Brett Beatty hits a home run. And you're thinking, God, that's not good. You know what he does? Shuts it down the rest of the way. And leading to that at-bat, was it 5 of the first 6 outs were strikeouts, 5 straight strikeouts to start the game. You know, we had this conversation a couple times. People would come in here, you know, it'd be like, well, Hunter was battling the injury bug this year. It'd be like, hey, Andrew Abbott's the best pitcher on the team. Or it'd be like, maybe Brady Singer's the best pitcher on the team. I don't know if anyone actually really said that. Or actually, it's Nick Lodola's the best pitcher on the team. It's great that they have all those dudes, but the ace job still belongs to Hunter Greene. And today showed you why. Must-win game. You're on your field. You're about to go to the West Coast. You have to get as many wins as possible and hope you get help to get into the postseason. And Hunter Greene says, I got this. Gives up a homer in the third inning to make him down 1-0. Says nothing after that. Shuts him down. Today, I think, was one of the best Hunter Greene games I've ever seen from him. And it's not just the fact that it's 7 innings, 1 run, 12 strikeouts, 2 walks. Like, that's obviously incredible. It's, we really need you to be the guy we think you are today. And he was. And it wasn't like he kind of was. He owned that game. That game result is because of Hunter Greene. Now, the Reds do get some nice hits. We'll talk about that in the next segment. But the fact that he just said that, you know, he went out there and said, like, I got you guys, is why he was the guy that got the deal that goes through arbitration. It's why he was the guy that the Reds picked the number 2 overall in the draft. It's why he's the guy that, I know I said earlier in the year when I was excited about Chase Burns. I'm still very excited about Chase Burns, by the way. I said with Hunter Greene will be pitching day 1 next year against the Boston Red Sox at GABP. I cannot stress enough. If you cannot appreciate Hunter Greene, I don't know what to tell you. He is one of those guys. I really feel like a healthy Hunter Greene is a guy that we're going to be talking about. If there's a year where Hunter Greene makes every start, maybe misses 1 or 2, and that's it, and he doesn't have these like 2 long IL stints that he had this year, we might be having the conversation with how he pitched this year about today might have been about coming on the show and talking about could Hunter Greene win the Cy Young this year. Now, obviously, time away is going to take away from that. And obviously, being in the National League with Paul Skeens doesn't help either. But today is what showed you like why he's one of those guys, why he is in the upper echelon of great pitchers, and why he is who he is. And I'm very, very excited they got this game from him. Yeah, Jake. So this was my dad's jersey, actually. And my dad, for those of you who know, my dad passed a couple years ago. And I was going through my closet trying to find a jersey to wear today. And so, yeah, I put on the Peter Warwick Bengals jersey today. Jake asked, for those who are listening to the audio later. So this is my dad's jersey. And so I wanted to wear it to see if he could bring us good luck today. And not only did my dad bring us good Bengals luck today, but he brought us good Reds luck today. So I'm very grateful. And I think I got to wear it every week now, right? I got to wear it every Sunday now until, unless it says otherwise. So hope my dad got to look down and see this one, because it was a really fun day to be a Cincinnati sports fan until it wasn't. And then it was again. And let's real quick before we move to the next segment. I want to make sure I make the case also. I want to shout out Nick Martinez, comes out and throws the 8th inning. And if there's a market, I don't think there will be, because I think he's going to have people going after him. But if there was a way that they could bring Nick Martinez back next year to be a bullpen guy, I would figure out every way possible I can do that. Now, I'm not paying him $22 million to do it, obviously. I really don't care about Bob and Phil's money, to be honest with you. It's not mine. But if there's a market where I can bring Nick Martinez back next year and put him in this bullpen, I'm finding a way. Again, I think he wants to start. I don't have any inside info on that. The vibe that he kind of gives is that he wants to start. So I'm sure there'll be other teams that will be trying to get him. But if there's a way the Reds can't get him and do that, I would absolutely love it. Laura asked if he's had a bad start, if Hunter had a bad start this year. The only one I can really think of was in May when they were in Baltimore. It was the day before the 24-run game. He wasn't his best self there. And he wasn't terrible that game. It just was like probably his worst start of the year. That Dodgers one wasn't great, but it was still 5 innings and 3 earned runs. So I think he's been really, really good. William, I know the Elly era was going to come up. One, I have agreed about a lot of Elly's defense this year. I think that should have been an error on Steer, to be honest with you. And then other than that, also cool he made the play at the end of the game. He started the double play for them to win the game. So yeah, he's got some work to do, obviously. And I think that's the thing I try to come back to when I have when people come here and yell at Elly all the time, is that like, yeah, he's not a perfect player, but I still would like to see what he'll look like when he's healthy next year. But hey, big day for the Reds, big day for Hunter Greene. We'll take a win. Staying alive. Somehow, some way, staying alive. What are they now? What is the standings in the wild card? They are now 4 games out, but they got Arizona. They're tied with Arizona, and they're half a game. Let's see what the Giants are doing right now. Dodgers. Bear with me a second. Trying to see. Giants are down to the Cardinals. So unfortunately, we have to root for the Cardinals. Even though that kind of hurts the Reds because they're like a game behind the Reds now. I don't know. National League wild card's a little convoluted right now. So we should see a whole lot of this going there. But yeah, at the end of the day, all that matters is just find a way to win games. And that's what they did. Including in the 6th inning today, where they gave us a nice, really solid ending there with some big hits that really led to the game going in their advantage. Let's talk about that and more right after this. Most people can't name all their financial accounts or even what they're worth, whether it's 401ks, properties, or investments. And when you don't have the full picture, you can end up leaving money on the table. That's why there's Monarch Money. It's an all-in-one personal finance tool that brings your entire financial life together in one clean, easy-to-use interface on your laptop or your phone. Monarch is built for people with busy lives. If you've put off organizing your finances, Monarch is for you. Monarch does the heavy lifting for you. You can link all your accounts in minutes, see clear data visuals, get smart categorization of your spending, and finally feel in control of your money without ever touching a spreadsheet. You can identify that you aren't saving as much as you thought. Monarch helps you notice the inefficient investment allocation and discover forgotten 401ks from past jobs, maximizing investments, increasing your savings rate, easily reviewing finances with your partner and or a financial advisor, keeping a clear view of your financial health week to week and long term, or on fanatics.com. Don't let financial opportunities slip through the cracks. Use code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com to your browser for half off your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarchmoney.com with code LOCKEDONMLB. This episode is also brought to you by Zippix Toothpicks. Whether you're looking for nicotine satisfaction or an energy boost, Zippix has you covered with their nicotine and caffeine-infused toothpicks. For nicotine users, Zippix provides a discreet way to satisfy cravings and the hand-to-mouth habit without vaping or smoking. Zippix can be a helpful tool as you work to reduce your dependence on vaping. Available in 6 great flavors with 2 milligram and 3 milligram nicotine options. If you need energy without the crash, the caffeine toothpicks are a game changer. I got my Zippix ready for this West Coast road trip coming up because I know I'm going to need that caffeine. It's going to be a really long couple days in San Diego and in Sacramento, and I got to stay up here for these 10 o'clock starts on the weekends. Who schedules these? But I will be ready to go. Go to zippixtoothpick.com. Use code LOCKEDON for 10% off your first order. Must be 21 or older to order. Warning, nicotine is an addictive chemical. That's zippixtoothpicks.com, promo code LOCKEDON. Zip more, smoke less with Zippix toothpicks. I can't believe we are here to say this. We are towards the end of the year now with just a couple weeks left. And I want to shout out, of course, my everydayers here on the Postcast for spending some time with us today. Thank you all so much for spending some time with me. It's been so great to have you guys here all year. I can't believe it's coming to a close. I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. I think my wife is going to get really tired of me when the baseball season ends. But please be sure to get that notification button so you can not only get my show after every day, but get Jeff and Steve Monday through Friday on Locked On Reds as well, because they will still be here when my show is done for the year. The 6th inning today really gave the Reds that big boost of energy they needed. Let's talk about that with our turning point of the day.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
Now, the Reds did tie the game up, obviously, at 1-1. Shortly after that McNeil home run. So, after the Brett Beating. Why do I keep saying Jeff McNeil? Austin Hayes has a sac fly, and that kind of, gets them on the board, brings Noel Marte in, and you're feeling pretty good. But the bottom of the 6th, the Reds kind of had a huge situation there. And there's multiple things about this particular at-bat I want to discuss when it comes to Elly De La Cruz, because I know it's going to go down as a double. I understand why it's not going to go down as a triple. So Elly hits the double that brings in Noel Marte for his second run. And Jake, believe me, if Jeff and Steve would have me and the network would approve it, I would be here all year long. I love coming here and talking baseball with you guys every day. It's one of the best blessings I have in my life, for sure. But Elly hits the double, the center field, brings in Marte. And then when the throw comes in, has the thought process to take third. And that little decision means so much. Now, don't get me wrong, he's fast. Austin Hayes might have brought him in on the next play on the single. But the fact that it wasn't so much emphasis on that, where Austin Hayes comes up after the next at bat, singles in the outfield, and Elly can just run in, I felt like was just huge. So what I mean by this is, Elly De La Cruz, being who he is someone that you can obviously see just make amazing plays and do amazing things with his talent levels. And I know it's been a frustrating year. I'm not going to come here and act like he's been great. I'm also not going to act here and act like he's been as terrible as my comment section says he is every day either. But what I will say is that I think the baseball IQ is still coming together. And I think that decision he made today to take third meant so much for this game. And just made so much of a difference when that Austin Hayes at bat, because it brings him in. So I'm very, very appreciative of that as well. And it ended up being all they needed. Now, Juan Soto does hit a homer in the 9th, but that's Juan Soto doing Juan Soto things. You can't be too pissed off when Juan Soto hits a solo shot. I don't love Santillan in that role. I don't love anyone that's currently having that role. But I also think that it's really silly to only have one person in that role for any baseball team ever. But again, I try not to do that because I'm sure you guys have heard me say it 100 times. But nice 6th inning, huge at-bats there. Really love Elly having the aggressiveness to take third. And that's the thing we love about Elly, is when he does have that heads-up emphasis there. So that's huge. And the thing I love the most, guys, this team is still finding a way to keep alive. And we're going to talk about that after we discuss our Locked On Player of the Game.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
It's Greene Day, so therefore it's Hunter Greene being Locked On Player of the Game, because he had the Mets brain stewing. He sent them down the boulevard of broken dreams. They did not have the time to whine because he struck them out all at once. this was Hunter Greene's best day that he's had in a very long time. I am so happy he is our guy. And I'm so happy that he has the Reds still alive. Right now, they are in this thing. I don't know if it's going to happen. I doubt it's going to happen. I doubt they find a way. But I also still very much am enjoying the fights. Now, obviously, you go to San Diego and things are really hard there. We have right here, Booster says it right here. Zach Littell's pitching game 2. Zach Littell gives up a lot of homers. San Diego's ballpark's a little smaller than it used to be. That's a little frightening. But I do love Nick Lodolo and Andrew Abbott being on the hill here. I know Andrew Abbott has struggled of late, but I still think he could do something really well here. And I still think, this is going to be something that's really huge. Now today, like we said here in a second ago, if you're scoreboard watching, you're talking about the other teams that are around the Reds. The day's not too awful for the Reds. Let's go here real quick. So Cardinals are up 4-3 on the Giants, which would be the Reds getting a game on the Giants. The Padres are up 5-1 on the Rockies and had the bases loaded in the top of the 4th. And then the Arizona Diamondbacks are in the bottom of the 1st against the Red Sox. No score. So at least for scoreboard watching, and the Reds have a shot. So that's all we can ask. And if they can keep playing like they did these series, I'm not saying that they're going to be perfect. I'm not even saying they're going to win every game. Nate says it here. I'm even more upset they lost the first game now. I agree, actually, Nate. Nate, I don't think you're wrong on that comment whatsoever. And obviously, it's simple to say, like, wouldn't it be great if the Reds won? It's that the Reds should have won. It's that they had the chance to win it. And, they take 4 out of 6 from the Mets on the year. So if somehow it ends up being a thing where the Reds and Mets are tied at the end of the season, advantage Cincinnati Redlegs. So today ended up mattering a little more than I probably intended it to be after how things went in the last series, but against Toronto, but absolutely love to see it. So the Reds are winners today, 3-2, and we will celebrate it. And obviously the Cincinnati Bengals obviously get a win over the Cleveland Browns today, despite Zach Taylor's best efforts. Your winning pitcher today is Hunter Greene. He is 6-4 with a 2.59 ERA. Your losing pitcher today is Brandon Sproat in his big league debut. He is now 0-1, and Tony Santillan picks up his 5th save of the season. And now we have one last trip to the West Coast and 940 games, and Tim finding every sort of energy he possibly can to get going here and try to find a way to give you these games this late in the year, because I'm an old man and I have a 2-year-old. But the Reds head to San Diego tomorrow for game 1 against the Padres, and first pitch will be at 9:40. Nick Lodolo will take the hill for the Reds. He is 8-7 with a 3.22 ERA. The Padres have not quite, according to the app, MLB app, listed who they have starting, so I won't have that for you just yet, but I'm sure Jeff and Steve will have that covered on Locked On Reds as well. Everyone, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Hooday, go Redlegs. Fun day. Not the most fun day, but the most fun day, because 2 wins are 2 wins. Everyone, enjoy your Sunday. I'm going to go spend some time with the family. Have a good one.